Right.
So we can never understand the full lifestyle unless you are in the lifestyle of a, and I'm not talking about reality TV, I'm talking about the reality of being with somebody locked up on the person. I was gonna say woman, but it's men messing with women though that are locked up too. So we
Yeah.
can never understand what y'all fully going through unless we told. Like, what is that life? Because it's hard being locked up, but it's also hard being outside and being locked up. You know what I'm saying? Your love is locked up. Your so what is that day to day like? Like, what is that process?
Of talking to somebody incarcerated.
Incarcerated. Like, what is your duties? Like
Oh, well, I
your
could talk about myself. Uh, when we were together, I felt like I was locked up as well too, because it's like, okay, he about to go, he in the hole, so I gotta write him. I gotta write him every chance I can get. Okay, he out the hole. So it's like, okay, I gotta go see him, even though it's 3 hours away. I gotta go see him every week to feel a part of him. It's a sacrifice.
yeah.
And people, another thing that got to me is like, they said, well, how much you spent? And I'm like, I spent this amount. Girl, you's crazy. But y'all understand jail is expensive.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. You got to put money on the phone calls. You got to put money on the books. And they got different stuff for everything. Commissary, they got pictures. It's just, oh, you bring Taco Bell one day. You just, it's different. That stuff adds up, especially if the person got like, he did, his last bid was like 2.5 years. So I was riding with him for 2.5 years. It's like I blocked everybody out and was basically focusing on everything that he needed to prepare himself from coming to come home. But I didn't check to think this man is gonna have so much that he has missed out on life. Like he went in at 17. 17. Imagine. I had to like one day I just said to myself, I'm like, dang, if I went to jail at the age of 17 and missed out on so much in life, like how was he even ready to even be in a relationship?
I
So
know.
now it was just like jail talk. But mind you, I loved it because I never did it
Yeah, well,
before.
yeah.
It was just it was exciting to me, you know? And it's like a mental, because when they're going, you don't know what they're going through in there, but you pray and you encourage them. You encourage them. You get their spirits high. You let them know everything gonna be okay. You ride. I was a writer.
Yeah.
Like can no family tell me what to do? I'm gonna be there for him no matter what. But you just never. It's called our story still being written. You never know how the story gonna end. You would think that you're gonna be with a person forever, think you get married, all type of stuff, and they ain't. That's not how your life's supposed to be. It's like you can plan. That's why I don't plan things anymore. I used to be planning stuff. I'm like, wait, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna do this. Now I just live life day by day because you just never know, and being with a guy incarcerated is not for the weak. You have to be strong. You have to be a strong woman to deal with everything that comes with from mental, emotions, just everything that person is dealing with, because that person's fighting demons. In real life, men, they low key fight demons. They just don't have a voice. So sometimes I ask my homeboys, how your mental doing? Because nobody never asked that question. How your mental doing? Your mental could be so messed up, but you've been so strong. So I was being so strong, and you got to be so strong talking to somebody that's incarcerated, because you have your goods, you have your downs. When they in the hole, you feel like, dang, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to go there because I'm gonna wait till he get out the hole. I want to ride this ride. So that's why when a person do a person wrong, it's like I could have been doing this, I could have been doing that, while I was just being loyal to a person that just, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, a person know that you a rider for them, but They still a person that been in jail for so many years, they still got to live life. They have not lived life yet. So now I feel like what's crazy is I feel like I was selfish. Who am I to, because I wanted love, right? Who am I to say, well, you know what, when you come home, we doing this, we're gonna do that. He agreed, right? But I should have allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do. And when I say allow him to do whatever he wanted to do, not be in a relationship. I still should have got to know him a little bit more instead of knowing him. See, I fell in love with the jail version. And when he got out, I didn't know that version. That version was like, dang, well, I did 2.5 years, and that's not, he said all this, but that's not happening. So now I'm wasting another year. He gonna change. And then another year. Okay, well, it's getting better. So basically you seeing a person potential, but that potential don't go nowhere. It's still stuck in the same space that you don't know nothing about. You don't know that version. So versus the version, I fell in love with the version in jail versus the version that I received. And I think that pretty much was a big flag. You know, not even a big flag. It was more of accountability because once again I knew better. I ignored the flags. You know, I should have not ignored it because it's like, okay, he gonna change. He gonna, this is not gonna be like this, and it continue to be exactly for what it was. When your friends, family tell you, oh, it's like, no, y'all don't know because this is our relationship. You're not in my home. You don't know what he says to me. You don't know what he does and everything, but it's just a lot, and it's like attachment because it's like, man, I ain't going nowhere. I've been holding him down for all these years, and this is what I get. No, I'm gonna just stay right here because I held him down this long. So
Yeah.
why I gotta move around? That's just like a regular relationship, but because he in jail, it's different, right? So it's like a relationship. Like you could be in a relationship for somebody for 11 years, and you like, oh, so you think that this is happening and I'm just gonna leave? I've been sticking around for this long and everything, but once again, once you start having accountability and knowing better and getting a healthy version of yourself, then that's when things changes and you do better.
Was you made to feel bad a lot when you when you wasn't coming through? Sometimes, like when he in there, like, oh, I need this. Oh, I can't do it right now. Damn, that's fucked up. You ain't got my back and stuff. Like, was it a lot of that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt like I was like I had to do it. Whatever he said, I had to do it. And I felt like, and when I couldn't do it, I felt like, dang, like he mad at me. He ain't gonna call me. He ain't gonna, he ain't talking to me because I didn't do what he asked me to do. But at the same time, you gotta understand it's still real life on the outside. You still going through paying bills, doing other things on the outside, and you still gotta take care of somebody in the inside.
Yeah.
So that's a lot
Yeah.
of dealing with a person that wants you to do everything, and it's like the moment that you stop and you forget something, it's like a World War III.
Yeah.
So it could be very disturbing. It could be very like I'm not doing enough.
Your mind was being manipulated.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
maybe you felt like you had a sense of control over a person that was locked up and they couldn't get out. Maybe before you got with him, you've dealt with other dudes who were free and just did you any way they wanted to. So
Yeah,
this man is,
it was different.
you
But I
thought it
got
was
to know
different.
the version of him, the inside.
Yeah.
He was a different version than coming out.
He was what he had to be because he was locked up,
Exactly.
or what he felt he had to show you. Because he could have still been doing whatever he was doing locked up too. You know how they say they have multiple people, multiple women when they locked up and stuff.
Yeah.
They just tell you what you want to hear. He's telling you all the right things. He got all the time to in the world to give you what you need to hear. You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, yeah, when you getting to know a person
Yeah,
incarcerated, they tell you everything.
for sure.
They tell you all the secrets, but they miss that one secret that they don't tell you. And it's just like, dang, you told me this though. Why you couldn't tell me that? Like, you just be blindsided. And that's what I was. I was blindsided. And when you get, when it's like Stevie Wonder, when you're so blind, everybody's been in love. When you're in love is a powerful drug. Do you hear me? Like a powerful drug. But when you like really step back and you just outweigh the situation and really be still, it's like, what was you thinking? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? You should never did that. You should never. I think my accountability for that particular situation is I should have allowed that man to be a man. And when I say a man, is I kind of jumped the gun of doing stuff for him. He didn't know how to drive, so I taught him how to drive, right? But when I say held him down, like anytime he asked me for something, I'm like, okay, I got you. I got your
Yeah.
back. You know what I'm saying? And I should have just like, hey, so you got 2 weeks to get a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he felt like, hey, the TV is the job. But like, no, that you got to do more than that. That's just that's a hobby. Not saying it's a hobby, but it's a hobby. So you got to have other income coming in as well too. But it's like, okay, you know what? I didn't allow him to, be the man that I know he could have been instead of just basically, so a girl basically just doing for you.
Yeah.
Are you gonna want to work if somebody's just doing for you? Most men is not
people
gonna they're not gonna want to work. Why? Man, she doing this. You know what I'm saying?
And let me do what I want.
Right. And then my thing about it is it's like when you try to cut it, it's like a pacifier. Like, okay, I'm not doing that no more. That's when things go left.
Yeah.
In the relationship could go good. It's just like, oh, well, you ain't doing this. So, it goes downhill. So when that pacifier comes out of the mouth and you're being still, like, I can't do it.
Why you think women so easily blinded like that? Like,
It's a lot of women that's like that.
no, I'm saying like y'all could be doing like everything, and then we throw like one or two things that you not doing, and you like, damn, I could do that better. He is right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you keep, you forget what he's not doing.
Exactly. And I don't, you know what? I don't understand it because it's like we can forget, what he's like. He could say, you know what, you should have did that or whatever. I'm like, well, dang, you forget about everything that you had basically told him what to do, and it just goes out the window.
Maybe it's because you don't want to be made to feel like you're not a full woman.
Or the full package.
The full package, yeah.
The
so
full package. You want to just basically, I'm that girl. Like, it's,
But it never ends.
no.
Because we're gonna keep. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing.
Yeah.
Because it works,
Yeah.
and you're easy to manipulate.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
Accountability, like, manipulate. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you say you got to be strong to deal with a man in prison like it's a heavy weight load. But it's also at points if your mental ain't strong, it's weak because you're not being strong enough for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not being strong enough to take care of yourself and what you
But my
need.
thing is, everybody has been, and people like, girl, you should have known better. You should have did that and all that. But everybody has been in that one relationship that had them fucked up.
For sure.
Sorry, that had them
Nah,
messed
you-
up. You get
Express yourself.
that had them messed up. Like could that you got that one relationship that took you out. It's like, dang, how so it's like Nobody's relationship is perfect. It's just mine's is displayed on TV.
So everybody that watches this doesn't know who you are or aren't aware of the situation you're talking
Yeah.
about. So what was it that had you fucked up?